Hello, everybody. Hope you had a great weekend. It always flies by so quickly. I am the Sports Judge. Hi, it's nice to meet you if it's the first time. Welcome to the channel. If this is your first time, welcome in. Once again, we've got big news in the NFL. Well, it's kind of a few days old now. This time it's the Dallas Cowboys. And I feel like a majority of the big news pertains to the Dallas Cowboys. And it usually centers their quarterback, Dak Prescott, first and foremost. Everybody is freaking out over Dak being seen in a walking boot. Now, he has since been seen, I guess, without the boot. But an image surfaced online showing the star quarterback wearing a walking boot around his right foot and ankle after a minor foot sprain. Now, after he was seen in a viral photo while on vacation in Mexico, Dak Prescott broke his silence, telling the Fort Worth Star Telegram that he was feeling great and wore the boot because the last time he went deep sea fishing, his ankles swelled up. Several NFL insiders had reported that Prescott experienced an insignificant foot sprain, but wasn't expected to be limited during training camp. If you're a Cowboys fan, I pose this question. How worried should we be about Dak Prescott? Are you concerned at all about him? A huge deal. I mean, this is a huge deal when you're talking about the Cowboys and their most notable player with a boot on his leg. The quarterback is such a huge, intangible piece of a winning team. You need a good quarterback to win, particularly in today's NFL. There will always be that unfulfilled hope that Jerry Jones would make Dak Prescott feel wanted. The finances, of course, will have everything to do with Dak's perceived respect with the Cowboys. And I know he once came out before and said, he doesn't care about money. Money is secondary. He doesn't play the game for money and all that. I'm in favor of them extending him. I definitely don't see a particularly great future for the Dallas Cowboys with Dak as the quarterback, though. They obviously aren't going to be outright bad because they have a solid defense. They have playmakers. They have CeeDee Lamb. But they're not positioned to get significantly better with Dak. And honestly speaking, I like Dak Prescott. Look, in 8 seasons, he has put up big numbers. He has 29,459 yards for his career with 202 touchdowns and 74 interceptions, third in passing yards behind Troy Aikman. He's second in touchdowns behind Tony Romo. If I had to bet, Jerry Jones, knowing how he is, will cave and overpay Dak Prescott. I can definitely see a disgruntled Prescott holding out until he gets his contract extension, until he gets what he wants. I don't think he's going to be that guy that get you to the Super Bowl. I mean, no doubt he puts up decent regular season numbers, but he's trash in the playoffs and makes that one terrible game-altering, season-ending mistake that ends up hurting his team. I mean, we've seen it more than enough times. $60 million? $60 million? Get out of here with that. I wouldn't pay him that. The stats in the playoffs with him aren't great. The real issue with him is the playoffs. That in January, when you need your quarterback to make a big play, Dak Prescott doesn't. He never comes up in the big moments. I think, and I know for a fact, that's one of the reasons why Jerry Jones has started to hesitate towards a new deal. And he never does He usually wastes no time paying his players. The way Jones plays hardball with these contracts and always lose is a disaster. I think he finally got the message. He's saying, hold on, wait a minute, I'm not going to pay you yet. The embarrassing loss to the Green Bay Packers changed everything. Jerry Jones doesn't fully believe in Dak Prescott. The Cowboys, this Cowboys team is ultimately handicapped by the future money they're going to have to give to Dak, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Parsons. Again, I have that feeling with Dak being in the final year of a 4-year, $160 million deal he signed in 2021, that Jerry Jones is going to give Dak what he wants. I just have that feeling. My gut tells me. They have a contract mess with Dak Prescott, CeeDee Lamb, and Michael Parsons. Certainly, Jones has taken on bad contracts. The quarterback is the most expensive position. They have the most leverage in contract negotiations, and teams can't avoid overpaying a quarterback on a second contract. The average starting quarterbacks on second contracts are highly paid through the league. That is the market. That's the reality of the market now. But here's the reality of the situation right now with Dak Prescott. Dak is not worth $60 million. There's no way in the world you can pay a quarterback $60 million. Not Dak. Dak's talent level is somewhere between Phillip Rivers. A lot of people compare him to Kirk Cousins. Good enough to get you to the playoffs, piles up the numbers, but comes up small in the big moments. I'm not necessarily saying he's a bad quarterback. He's a good quarterback. But at this point, he can't get it done, and the Cowboys should move on. I think both parties should move on. With how strong of a team the Cowboys have had, 0 divisional playoff wins or Super Bowl appearances. That is unacceptable if you're the Dallas Cowboys. If you get what you got the last 3 years, really good regular season numbers, and I got one playoff win, or maybe he gets another playoff win in the final year of his contract and don't get to the NFC Championship game or a Super Bowl appearance, then you don't get $60 million. I'm sorry. You don't. There's no way. I'm sorry. What have you done to earn that kind of money? We have these conversations so much in terms of what the team should do, how much they should pay this guy. Is this guy worth paying? Should we pay this guy? I think it's time to move on from Dak. This should be his final rodeo, his final year in Dallas. I'm ready to see this end because, and as much as I like Dak, I just feel like the Cowboys aren't getting anywhere with him as the quarterback. But then Jerry Jones could be looking at this from a different perspective. If Dak doesn't stay, what can the Cowboys do at quarterback, given the team is primed to compete? It's an interesting situation, indeed. I think that's why they got Trey Lance. There's not a player in football with more leverage right now than Dak Prescott. There are a lot of teams that would love to have Dak Prescott. They would die for a quarterback like that. Think about all the teams that could use a player like Dak Prescott. As of right now, we know that Dak remains unsigned. And if and when he hits free agency, which I think he will be the number one quarterback available by far on the open market. Looming over the season and offseason is the contract status of Dak Prescott. Big picture. I think Jones isn't prepared, obviously, to secure a new long-term contract for Dak. I'm not ready to say that Jones is no longer committed to him, but he is seemingly hesitant to pay him. We'll see what he does. We'll see what happens. If I'm Jones, and this is just me, but if I'm Jones, I almost want to say, like, I don't need your services anymore. I'm not going to pay you such when we have yet to reach the NFC Championship game and we have no Super Bowl appearances. I like you, nice guy and all, decent quarterback, but, I mean, Jerry Jones is not saying any of that. I've defended Dak Prescott countless times, but I'm ready to say he's just not that guy that will get Dallas to the Super Bowl. We've seen enough to know he just isn't as good as you think or make him out to be. Good, but not great. You can't win with this guy, especially in big games. The lights get too bright, the stage gets too big, he just starts throwing picks or fumbling it. That's a $60 million quarterback? That to you is a $60 million quarterback? I mean, it's just tough, man. It's tough as one of the top quarterbacks in this league because of the team he represents. I just hate that he doesn't elevate his teammates around him. This is going to be the first thing that comes to mind when you bring up Dak Prescott, his playoff woes. The fact that he's up for a contract extension in the last year of his deal, making $40 million. The fact that he reportedly wants $60 million, which would make him the highest paid player in the history of the NFL. And knowing that Jerry Jones overpays for his franchise guys, the fact that Dak can sit out until he gets a new contract, I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know. Considering where he is, and like you wonder about the postseason, if you're trying to win, if you're really trying to win, and I'm not saying a team that needs a quarterback wouldn't want him, but I don't know if anybody is going to give him $60 million. And if there is a team that would be willing to give him that much money, it would obviously be the Dallas Cowboys. If he wants to hold out, then do it. Hold out. Get your money. I can definitely see where Jerry Jones winds up paying him money. Look at the history. Just saying chances of Dak securing that bag is likely if you look at the history of the Dallas Cowboys. Jerry Jones is known for paying people even if they're undeserved. It's just something that he does. But right now, they're at a standoff, an impasse. I think it's time to start looking elsewhere. I think this is it for Dak Prescott. And this will be his last year in Dallas. I mean, that's my prediction. There's a reason why Jerry Jones traded for Trey Lance. Now, that's me not saying that Trey Lance is going to be the guy to replace Dak or a long-term fix. That's not what I'm saying at all. But I think Lance can be a part of the bridge to get you from Dak Prescott to wherever you're going to do, to whatever you're going to do next at the quarterback position. I think Jerry Jones knows that and could see what's coming. The end of the Dak Prescott era is near. Thanks for watching, everyone. Really appreciate the love and support. I'm getting out of here now. I'll be back with more content. I got some great stuff coming up either tonight or tomorrow. I definitely got a lot of stuff I want to get into, and we'll talk about it. If you guys haven't already, hit the subscribe button. Please do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button. But I'm getting out of here now. We'll talk soon. Thanks for watching, everyone. I really appreciate it because without you guys, none of this is possible. We'll talk soon.